Hello everyone, I am Jayanti Kajale and I work in the area of agricultural economics at Gokhale Institute of Politics and Economics. So as you all know, agricultural sector is considered to be the backbone of Indian economy, and a large number of small and marginal farmers have been facing various challenges to make farming a profitable occupation. Last few years have been abnormal years, and the challenges have been faced across all the sectors of the economy, and rural and agricultural sector is no exception to that. So on this backdrop, let us look at some of the major provisions of the budget which was recently presented for the year 23-24. So if you look at the overall budgetary allocations, then what you find is the share of proposed expenditure under Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare has been reduced to 2.7% from 3.36%, which was for the year 22-23. If you look at the actual allocations, the absolute figures, then we find that for the year 23-24, the allocation is 1.25 lakh crores, and this is lower by around 6% than the allocation which was there for the year 22-23. It can also be noted that the revised estimate for the year 22-23 was also lower than the actual allocation which was there for the year 22-23. So which means that the allocation which was there for this year, particular year 22-23, was not utilized to the full extent. So a look at the various provisions and allocations and expenditure shows that the budget provisions definitely support increase in private investment in the agricultural sector. The thrust is on diversification of the sector and on those allocations which could provide returns over a long period of time. So take for example Agricultural Accelerator Fund, which has been the announcement is made in this budget, and which is there for supporting agri startups which provide various services to farmers. Then there is announcement about open source digital public infrastructure for providing various solutions to the farmers. But here again, it has to be noted and it has to be seen whether the provisions under this would be really farmer centric, or whether again capacity building would be needed for small and marginal farmers to have access to this kind of digital infrastructure. Then there is provision for enhancing storage capacities where farmers can safely store their produce till they get remunerative price. One more important announcement is provision for support to around 1 crore farmers for 3 years for shifting towards natural farming. But here again, what I would like to say is that concerted efforts are needed for sustaining shift towards natural farming, because if there is a shift from chemical fertilizers towards natural fertilizers or manures, then there is a danger of fall in the agricultural production, and hence sustained efforts are needed from the side of the government. The budget also has provided for promotion of millets. Again, here what we can say is that the farmers have to be convinced about profitability of producing millets, convinced about the demand for millets and marketing of the millets, then only they will be shift towards area under millets. There has been a thrust on fisheries sector, and this indicates diversification of the agricultural sector. Similarly, a hike in the credit limit to the agricultural sector has been proposed, and the hike is to rupees 20 lakh crores. So it is hoped that these provisions would help in raising productivity of various crops. It will also help in generating employment opportunities for rural youths, and help in diversifying the agricultural diversification of rural economy into the non-farm sector. Now let us look at some of the allocations which are there for the existing schemes. PM Kisan is one of the important schemes. It takes almost 50% of the total allocation which is there for the agricultural sector. The allocation for the scheme has remained constant at 60,000 lakh crores, and this is less than that which was there for the earlier year, the allocation which was there for the year 22-23. The government has also proposed to reduce allocations under price stabilization scheme and market intervention scheme, and the allocation is a mere or a token of rupees 1 lakh. So which means that the operations which take place under this scheme for supporting prices and for maintaining stability of prices of various agricultural products, so these operations are limited now because the allocations have been reduced. Then as far as fertilizer subsidies are concerned, because fertilizer subsidies are one of the important segment of the total allocation. So it is seen that allocation is higher than the allocation which was there for 22-23, but it is less than the revised estimate. So that has been observed. One more point which can be discussed over here is the allocation for Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. So this scheme doesn't come under the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. In fact, it comes under Rural Development, but the allocation for this is 60,000 crores, and this scheme has been called as core of the core schemes. So, this allocation is less than that was provided for the earlier years. So, overall what we find is that the budget for the agricultural sector appears to be growth oriented, but it also has to be noted that the provisions relating to the investment and capital formation may not be helpful for the farmers and may not benefit the farmers in the coming year 23-24, and it may take a long time before the farmers start getting benefit out of it. So this, coupled with reduction in subsidies, it is hoped that this should not add to the woes of the farmers. Secondly, it is hoped that efforts will be made to utilize the amounts which have been allocated under each heading, and the utilization will be to the full extent. And lastly, we hope that there is proper implementation of these schemes at the state level, so that the schemes become farmer centric and give benefits to not only the agricultural sector as a whole, but to the farmers and for enhancing their economic status. Thank you so much.